All right, this is going to be a daily video update for March 21st, 2020. Let's go ahead and get started with Bitcoin. Excuse me. So let's take a look. And basically, the other night we were talking about this in live stream. Wanted to see Bitcoin after this big green candle right here. Wanted to see it pull back in a little bit before going higher. And yeah, whippy day to say the least, right? Big doji, indecision. Nobody knows what to do. Typical. Next day, same thing. What we're seeing now, though, both days, and in fact, that's 3 days in a row, Bitcoin is closed above the 10 EMA. Today, on the drop, it tested the 10 EMA and held, at least so far. So let's see what this can do, right? Is it going to go back up here and retest the 20 EMA, and then maybe this fib cluster up here? Time will tell. It certainly looks decent, but I would just say have stops in place, be careful, and that's what I've got at least on the daily chart. Let's go look at a 4-hour chart real quick. Bollinger Bands are starting to tighten up very nicely on this one. Notice how the lower Bollinger Band is right here where the trend line is. So don't count out some sort of whippy type move that moves down here and then reverses higher. Nothing surprises me in a thin market. Obviously could happen here. Looks decent. And as long as it can hold this area right here at 60.49, then that looks good to maybe go up here and test 7,200. So time will tell. We'll see what happens. Let's go to a daily chart again. Looking at Litecoin. Basically, this looks like an ascending triangle. Whether it is or not, it has to hold this area, and it has to do something pretty soon. Otherwise, it risks pulling out of this and going down and making lower lows. So keep an eye on here. It hasn't closed above the 10 EMA yet. Very important to be able to get up here and test this, which is the 20 right here in red. And then obviously the top of this red candle is going to be big time resistance at 48. Ethereum. Let's go over and take a look at that real quick. Has not closed above the 10 EMA. It's weaker, obviously, on other compared to other like Bitcoin or Bitcoin or others. Has not closed above 10 EMA, so that's acting as resistance right now. Just keep in mind, break of that, probably coming back and testing 153. And then 157, and eventually maybe if things get really strong, 180. So that's Ethereum. Let's go check out Link. I'm not going to look at XRP. It's pretty much the same as Ethereum, so just keep that in mind. Link, technical damage right here, just breaking below the 200 and the 233. Come back and retest it. Didn't like it. Now it's pulled back here, and it's struggling right now with the 10 EMA. So look where the Bollinger Bands are, right? Very wide. This thing could just chop around for quite a while, okay? At least probably the next week or two. So we'll keep an eye on that one. XTZ, pretty much similar situation, although it is above the 200 and the 233. And if you look at this one, let's go look at a line chart. Doesn't really look like it. I was thinking it might have possibly been an inverted head and shoulders, possibly, but no. But needs to close above the 10 EMA, and then you get a move and test the other EMAs right here, the 10 or the 20 and the 50. Getting back above the 50 is going to be huge. So again, I think this one probably consolidates for a little while. If it does jump, then just know that these EMAs are going to be resistance. Let's go take a look at the stock market. S&P 500. Pretty nasty sell off into the close on Friday, just when things were starting to get kind of normal a little bit and less volatility. You get that nasty drop into the close, which could portend to a possible, very difficult Monday. We'll see how the futures open up tomorrow. But next support 2135 to 2140. So let's just keep that in mind. It could do something like a gap down hard and then reverse. Could be one of those type of days. Only reason I say that is I look at the VIX, volatility index. And again, when things were starting to, you see the VIX topping out a little bit, that means volatility starting to drop off a little bit. Still volatile, however, up around 60, but less volatile than the extreme fear up here. So the expectation would be that maybe VIX pops up a little bit with the gap down on Monday and then retreats hard, maybe even back down here to the 20 EMA, which is around 53. So we'll see how that goes. With that in mind, if we are getting very close to a short-term bottom on the market, and I didn't call it the bottom, but a short-term bottom, because in bear markets, and I only know this from experience, guys, when you get something like this, bear market rallies are violent and very fast. It's hard to catch. There is so much fear in here, but at some point the market will reverse and you'll get shorts covering, taking profits, and you may get that 1 or 2 day, maybe 3 day deal where it pops up hard and then you get another hard sell off. So people looking to reshort. The economy is obviously turned to the downside. And if we can get past this virus, then maybe it's one of those short-term deals, but we'll see. Nobody knows for sure. So just be careful out there. If things do turn around, I think one of the industries that's been hit hard is airlines and jets. This is the ETF for the airlines. Look at this. From 32 all the way down to 11. I mean, that is a huge and massive drop. It's not going to go to zero, right? This is not an ETF that's going to go to zero. So, trying to sit there and wait for it to get to $1 or $2, I think is just wishful thinking. I think right now this is a pretty good discount. It's the economy at some point is going to bounce back. This is probably one you're going to want to get into because it's not like everybody's going to just quit going on planes. They have to go visit loved ones. They want to start going everywhere. Once this virus is contained a little bit, people will start getting more confidence in flying again. And that's going to make this thing go up really hard. And if it does, Delta Airlines is one that I highly recommend. Strong balance sheet, good cash position, at least for now. Still thinking it might touch the 78.6, right? That's around 16.5. If you can get it there, great, right? I don't know that I would be just waiting for the absolute bottom on this one. It's one of those you could ladder into, but 16.5 looks really good. Anyway, that's my take on things, guys. Hope you all have a great evening. We'll talk soon. Thanks.